EE?
It's hard to talk about because I feel like it's gonna be so confusing, right? Because it's like this LGD team, they're willing to pick this Ursa mid. You know, they're gonna try to destroy you in the lane. Like maybe we'll play anything, but like so will Matoma Man / Miracle. You know, they're not afraid to run some Brute Mother mid or some Huskar mid, some untraditional lane destroyers, and they're just gonna both try to out mind game the enemy and try to slow down each other in the laning phase to the point where like everyone is just gonna be very confused, and but like yeah, and they're just gonna try to do that. Like Liquid wants to like do that the more though. Like LGD, I feel like if they're able to just play a solid game, I feel like they will take the series.
Well, with that, we now know who the top 4 are. Team Liquid and LGD are in lowers. They will be facing each other later on today. The next match coming up will be Newbee versus LFY, and the players are at this point in time still getting ready to get set up. And with that, let's just take a brief break from matches and look behind the scenes with Slax.
Hello? Whose dog is this? Hello? What is this? Production? Okay, let's go find your owner, buddy. Don't worry, we'll find your owner. Oh, look. This looks like it could be good. Hey, Sarah. Is this your dog?
No.
No? Okay. What are you doing here? What is this part of production?
No.
Hey, no? Is that really it? Okay, cool. This looks pretty sweet, though. I guess that's where they control all the screens at all times. All the cameras are right here at the control center. But that's not your mommy, is it? Oh, hello. What's up, man? Is this your dog?
No, it's not my dog.
Is this your dog?
No, I don't recognize the dog.
Okay, what do you guys do here? What is this part of production?
I am a font coordinator for this big guy right here.
What the heck does that mean? What do you do?
I run this Graphics Master 3000. It's the Lotus or Deltoid type pixel transformation unit.
Yeah, it definitely sounds made up. All right, thanks a lot. Oh, yo, Tort. Hey.
How's it going?
Is this your dog, bro?
Oh, I wish. He's so cute. Hello. Hey, little buddy.
Oh, okay. What are you doing over here?
I'm doing the newbie stream, newcomer stream. It's going great, yeah.
How does it work?
Oh, it's real simple. Basically, you just use this UI. You can pretty much select your heroes and whatever ability skills that you want to show. For example, we have Juggernaut Healing Ward, so we look for that. And show Toast, and it goes out to thousands and thousands of newcomers.
Oh my God, that's great! This is perfect. Here, hold this. We can use the stream to find his mom.
No, what? No, what? No, what are you doing? No, 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 no. My newcomers, they're impressional.
The newcomers will love that. We'll find its mom real soon. Private message. Don't worry, little guy. I'm gonna find your family. If not, I'm just gonna eat you. No worries. Oh, hey, maybe this is it. Hey, excuse me, is this your dog?
Yes, that's my dog.
Oh, Crystal Maiden. Well, that makes so much sense. There you go. All yours. Whoa. You got him? Okay. Well, bye, Crystal Maiden. There you go. That's the joke.
Thank you, Slax. That's brilliant. They wanted to do the behind-the-scenes look, but they knew that they needed a story. So they arbitrarily bought in a dog. That is quality creative direction.
The cute dog.
Slax. Yeah. I met that dog. That dog is so cute. It is so excited about everything all the time.
Echo? Echo's the best.
Yeah, the dog's name is Echo. Isn't that awesome?
It is. It's the best part about that entire skit.
And Slax came in a close second. Next time, Slax. Now, at this point, it's a little funny. The first best of 3 was actually so quick that the next best of 3 in the winners, the players are still gathering together. So at this point, I want to talk a little bit about the meta that we've seen bake out from this event. And I want to talk about going into TI. You know, Arteezy, talk to me about what the expectations were on your part, like what heroes you thought were going to be big, what strategies you thought were going to be big.
I think generally like every TI is kind of a team fight focused. So, you know, when you head into TI, before TI you have like an idea, maybe split pushing is fine, maybe like this can work. But then when you actually get to TI, it seems like the way to play is always focusing on team fight, having the ability to fight them at the key objectives like Roshan. Like that's what I feel like TI usually revolves around, like this big Roche fight, this big tier 2 fight, and you have to have the heroes to actually fight that. And the heroes that I thought would actually be pretty strong this TI were Mirana. I felt like that hero was very strong in like the mid position, He had wave clear. He has some sort of team fight ability in his ulti. Turns out maybe it's not as good as I thought. I think more I didn't really rate AA that high either before this tournament, but I'm starting to see the strength of it. If you combine it with like a Earthshaker or like any insta stun hero, if you have vision of them, you can insta kill somebody that normally you wouldn't be able to do. So I think just having these heroes that give you the ability to do something like that is what makes those heroes strong.
Because I know that, EG as well as others, we're picking a lot of Lycan, we're picking a lot of Nature's Prophet. We're seeing those slowly come up less and less as time has gone on. I mean, do you think that that is representative of this shift in focus to team fights?
Well, I think pretty much, yeah. I think just like, picking this Pharron, unless you're super confident in it, that's like where I think it lies in. I think if you're super confident as a team in this Pharron hero and you believe in your player that can play it, I think then you can actually make it work. But it's all about confidence and having the ability to believe in each other.
EE, what about you? What were some of the heroes that you were preparing for, expecting to be big at this tournament before coming in?
I mean, you're always going to expect the heroes that came in the previous tournament, which was the biggest previous tournament was MDO. And people were picking AA Shaker and stuff. So you always have to kind of think about those heroes. Like, regardless of whether they fall down or not, you're always going to have to deal with them because they're going to be around. But one hero we fought, which was very strong coming to this tournament, was Lich. However, we did not know that every other team played Lich. So we played Lich in some scrims against the Chinese, and we were owning them. And afterwards, we were like, all right, they're copying our Lich. But they're not copying our Lich. They already knew about Lich. We were actually behind in the Lich meta because we actually did not know how to draft Lich, like what heroes to draft of Lich. But they actually knew, and they just picked Lich Doom every freaking game, and they were winning every game, and we were losing every game of Lich.
I remember that Lich Wisp game in that scrim.
Yeah. And then eventually, we were like, oh, you know what? They're not copying us. They actually just know. And then we just copied them back, and then we started winning. Like, we won like 2-3 games of Lich or something. As for the meta for the tournament, I feel like what's happening right now is people are just picking stunners. Like, they want these Svens, they want these Earth Spirits, they want these Shakers, they want these Sand Kings and Night Stalkers that can find vision and so you can jump. Because there's just too many freaking hills in this game. And you just gotta be able to...
Are you gonna be the first person to not complain about hero balance, but the number of hills?
There's a lot of hills. Like, they're everywhere. Like, you're so scared. Like, running up the hill, Like, just 2 inches above you is a hill, and you're like, oh my god. And when you see someone up the hill, when your smoke breaks, they're on the hill, you actually have to just jump in and go. Like, go. And that's why these offus and stuff, they're scary, because they're gonna be quick, and they're gonna jump you. These like high skilled, like 4 positions, 3 positions that they just keep jumping you, and that's why these like resolution, like people thought like his Anti-Mage and Morphling were good, and they are good, but they never win those games. They win games when he's Void, when he's Sven, when he's like CK, when he's actually stunning you, and he just jumps in and goes, and like that's why like Empire did so well, because they just had AA Shakers, Voids, Svens, and they just jump you, and you have like Wyvern, Night Stalker, you can't jump anyone. It's hard. You have Furrion, it's hard. You have Mirana, has a land arrow. It's hard. Everything's so hard. But there's Russians, they're gonna run at you, they're gonna see you, they're gonna go, and it's hard.
Yeah, I'm real interested to see more Sven at this event. I mean, Sven has been huge the entire time. I mean, the instant stuns, the instant jumps, we saw Resolution perform extremely well.
I mean, the big thing, too, is this is just a good team fight hero. Every time Rezo plays it, he says, I feel so comfortable. I was like, how did it feel in that game against EG? He's like, I felt like I was invincible. There wasn't a whole lot that could counter me. They maybe thought that Wyvern was a good counter to Sven, but he didn't feel that way at all. He's just like, I have a Linken's, I'm going to be okay. You have so many different tools to fight, and he kind of mirrored what Artur said in the sense that he notices every year that at TI, you have to fight. You have to have these heroes that are willing to fight. You can't always go for the split push because at the end of the day, TI is about the nitty-gritty. That's why we're seeing so many of these different close games where it's usually 60-minute games and it's really back and forth, with the exception, of course, of the previous series. Yeah. So you need these heroes that are going to be able to push things your way just even a little bit. And like Envy said as well, those are usually going to be heroes that just provide you a stun.
Yeah, like you want to be able to see somebody on a ward, and you want to be able to jump that guy and kill him instantly. And that's probably why some of these heroes like Sven and Earthshaker are like really strong right now.
I mean, if you think about game 2 against you guys, every single time you're under ward, Rezo just jumps forward with Sven, stuns your Wyvern, he has no game, he dies in 3 shots. then the fight is incredibly chaotic because at that point it becomes a numbers game, and you're scared at TI. Like the way that you're going to play is a little bit more nervous. As soon as you lose a member, the team fight shifts. You're not objective about it anymore. It just becomes really chaotic. That's why we often see one team fight to evolve into like a 4-man wipe. If you remember that newbie game that you guys played where you had the Enigma, that time at the top bounty rune, they had plenty of time to get out. They could have just ditched their Shadow Shaman, ran, but they don't think about it that way. They're like, guys, we can't abandon him. We have to fight. And then they get into a sloppy fight where they got wiped as 4 or something like that.
Yeah, I think I remember Quap lived in Aegis.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just, I guess what they thought at the time is they saw me mid. I was on Lycan and they saw me mid, so they felt comfortable helping this roster out. But it set up a very good black hole and they just died.
What about some of the big underperformers? I mean, over time, as you said, it's slowly emerged that there's a big team fight focus. We see Earthshakers, AAs, Faceless Void, Svens coming in a lot. Winter Wyvern is a hero that has been picked quite a lot and has one of the lowest win rates in the entire pool. I think it's 1 in 18. Hit me with it. Okay, no, absolutely not. We are not even going to talk about Winter Wyvern. The hero doesn't exist anymore. And with that, we will now sharply transition away to an annual festival that we enjoy oh so much. It's the TI7 cosplay competition.
Yes, Sean, I know you like to dress up behind closed doors, but these people, they do it in front of hundreds of thousands. The guys at home and those in the arena are getting ready. And in fact, it does sound like we're ready to kick this one off. We've got some fantastic submissions dressed up as their favorite heroes. And it is my great pleasure to introduce them to you. So, guys, let's give them some warm welcomes as I do introduce each individual competitor. The first we're going to be meeting is a man with just 3 letters in his name. It's none other than John, and he's rocking Faceless Void. Beautiful. All the way from Baltimore, Polydota as Dro Ranger. A Texas Ranger. Shrimp, Death Prophet. Oh. All the way from Chile. One more. Make some noise. Could be a pianist with those fingers. Angelic Potato cosplay coming in as Phantom Assassin. She's blue, abba dee abba da. EG's favorite, Wicked cosplay as Winter Wyvern. From Canada. Abby Cat cosplay, Wind Ranger. NWS, Night Stalker. Look at those wings. It's like TI6. Jillian as Lena. Ellie from Romania as Clockwork. Wow. Sonya the Evil, Invoker. Romance Mental, Templar Assassin. From San Jose. Up next, Paul as Axe. Discordia, Drow Ranger. from Seattle. We thought we got rid of them. They're still here. John as Techies. And finally, Tina Lyra, Oracle. Some fantastic submissions, but we do need a winner. In fact, we've got a top 3. So when I do say your name, please do join us in the center by that X so we can go ahead and have one last look at that fantastic cosplay. So in third place, we have... Can we get like an oh from the crowd? An oh, does that happen? Can we do that? Oh, in third place. Oh, you're good at that. Romance Mental, Templar Assassin. Join us in the center. Take a bow. Congratulations. And joining Romance Mental, very post-hardcore name, I like it. In second place, can we get the oh again? I really like that. Oh, in second place, Axe. Congratulations, Paul. And that means we need a winner. Guys, let's get the best one yet. Let's get a real build-up. Here we go. And the winner of TI7 cosplay is Ellie as Clockwork. Congratulations. You get a roar from the crowd and $4,000. One more time, guys. Let's give it up for your cosplayers this year. Every single one of them putting in a whole lot of hard work and dedication. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. We love it. And I don't know how, but you've got to try and get yourselves off stage. Good luck. Guys, one more time. Make some noise. What are you saying?
Thank you, Machine. Incredible work. I love that clockwork. I don't know how you even see out of that. That's always one of the most amazing things about those costumes. Like, where are the eye holes?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. Every time I see those kinds of things, like a full body thing, I actually have no idea how they see.
Yeah, like I mean, the artwork and the artistry is beautiful. But like, how does anyone see anything and not like trip over stairs and stuff? That's amazing. Now, EE, if you were cosplaying, who would you want to go as?
What?
Or I should say, if you lost a bet and someone made you cosplay someone,
I
who
want
would
the
they
anime
choose?
character.
Who's the anime character?
Oh, Lelouch probably. It's not Dota related in any way, That's what I would do.
Awesome. Blitz, I want to ask the same question to you, man. Who would you go if you were cosplaying?
I'd probably do Storm, just for the throwback.
Haven't you done that already?
No, what are you talking about?
I feel like I can picture you in like with the hat.
I've never done that before in my entire life.
Okay.
Well, the next match is getting set up. It is LFY Newbie. Let's talk about that one a little bit. So, Envy, you were talking just before, came back to us that LFY does kind of have that same run-at-you style that is so disruptive to the enemy team. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, originally I was talking about OGD, not OGFY, but they're actually very similar. Like, Super is also like that. Their mid player. Like, generally, offlaners are always like that, kind of. Like, most of them are like that. But the mid players are, some are slower than others. Like, some will carry you harder than others, and some will, like, they don't want that. They want someone else to finish the game, but they will make the game easy for you to play.
Yeah.
And Super is, like, definitely one of those players that will play some Pugna or something, and he's just gonna go. He's just gonna fight. He's just gonna be some Dragon Knight. He's gonna be some Puck. He's gonna keep stunning. He's gonna keep fighting. He's gonna keep like trying to do damage.
Yeah, it seems like Super's always like been an objective mid player. I remember he played DP a lot. He played DK a lot. He played Pugna a lot. Like, his focus as a mid player is generally going to be like, how can I push this building, or how can I secure this area for my team? How can I get this top tower and then we get ward up and we do Roche and stuff like that. He's very objective based thinking.
I mean, I think the big thing about Super is in this era, we have so many superstars in the mid lane. We have these Fadas, we have these mid ones. We've got these Abeds that are just 10k. They're just doing so well in solo queue. You see them translate to that skill onto the battlefield. But when it comes to a guy like Super, he's just like the neutralizer. He doesn't have to do anything flashy. He's going to play like the same 4 heroes at TI. You know it's coming. It doesn't surprise you when they pick Dragon Knight. Nobody else is going to pick it but them. It's just coming. You're like, okay, guys, they just second pick their mid hero. Who does that?
Yeah.
Nobody else does that, but they don't really care because they realize this guy, he's going to be solid on everything. It doesn't really matter.
He's had a lot of rough matchups too. Like they picked this DK without seeing their mid hero.
Yeah,
right?
they
don't pick it. They pick it into like he gets Bloodseeker and he has like 8 CS at like 5 minutes. He's having a rough game, but then at the end of the day, they win the game.
Yeah,
so.
he's got a stun. He gets carried. It's all good.
Well, as LFY and Newbie are getting set up right now, before we head into that match, let's just take one more look at some of the amazing cosplay that was here with Slacks.
Wyvern, get in here. Sure you know what this is about? We all saw those games. It's time to buff you. You need a little bit of help, Wyvern.
That's not my fault. That's the draft.
Sven, what are you doing out there? You're winning all your games.
It has been okay.
It's not okay, buddy. You know I have to nerf you now, right?
No on the fight, Sven!
You want to end up like racing? You want to never get picked again? Lion, hey, great to see you, buddy. You're not picked too often, you're not banned too often, and keeping your head down. That's what I like to see. Keep that up, all right?
I've been buffed and nerfed and buffed and nerfed and nerfed again.
Okay, yeah, great. Hell and back jokes. That's, you know, whatever. I don't care. You're doing it, buddy. Stay on track.
Mr. Frog, I've just been getting more powerful and powerful every patch, and I'm going to be picked even more and more.
Slow down. You're situational, Oracle. Okay? You stay situational. That's where I want you. Don't get crazy on me, all right?
Are you for real?
Yes, I'm for real.
I have seen this every single time, every different world.
You're situational, Oracle. Oracle.
This was the best one.
Situational. Do not go over that. And don't buy the Agnum Scepter anymore. That was a joke.
This is a false promise.
You're a false promise. Get out of my office. Situational picks every time. Hey, what is this? You know how I feel about you. You get out of here. Not gonna happen, techies. Not captain's mode. Never. Not gonna happen. You know how this works, techies. Not gonna happen. Not my game.
You know, I'm really curious. Dota has the history of having buffs and nerfs. All the heroes wind up getting shaped with every single patch. How does a team adapt to that? Is it every time there's a new patch, you like stop and brew? Is it like really disruptive? Is it exciting?
I don't know why you're looking at me. I played on Zephyr. Like,
I would say it's pretty exciting. You know, after a big TI like this, it's just like you want something new. You want to be rejuvenated in some manner, and
yeah,
you see a new patch come out, you get all excited. You know, you see some of your heroes getting buffed. You're like, it's time, man. And then you play them, but you know it's not always how it seems. You know, if a hero gets buffed, you can't ignore like the flaws of the hero itself. So that's why sometimes it turns out like the hero you thought would be good is actually not good. So that's just how I look at patches.
You heard what the Chinese meme?
No.
There's a EG meme where you guys will always win any tournament right after the patch.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate actually.
That's all.
And I mean, who's getting nerfed here? Who's just looking way strong? Who's
Nyx.
looking way weak? Oh, Nyx?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's strong or weak, but he just get out my game. Like,
yeah, I'm at a +1 to that. Honestly, I hate that hero. I really hate it.
Stormtrooper here, same thing.
Hey, do you want to hear a joke? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Nyx.
Nyx who?
Nyx.
Oh.
Okay.
There it is. Now, if anyone plays Nyx, that's hilarious. And if you don't, then I don't know. Maybe my career ends today.
Nobody enjoys playing that hero.
I love playing Nyx. He's amazing. He's so fun.
Nah, it just ruins lives. That's
Brown Boots Dagon, pub server, man.
No way.
Well, LFY and Newbie are finally ready. They're getting set up. They are in the booths. It's time to send them out. This is the winner's bracket final. Whoever achieves victory here will be in the grand finals of TI7. Let's bring out Newbie. The Newbie banner has won TI before, but only Faith on their team is the only player remaining who has the possibility of winning 2 different TIs. Their opponents are currently the winningest team in all of TI7. It's LGD Forever Young. Many say that after they achieved 13-0 in their groups, they relaxed and experimented a little bit, resulting in a few losses right at the end of the group stage. But if they had been playing to their full potential, they may be the only undefeated team.
Yeah, and that'd be so scary to play against that, just because you know what are you supposed to do against these guys. I looked at their Dota buff stats just to check their heroes. It's like 100% win rate, 100% win rate, 100% win rate, 100% win rate.
It's pretty scary,
It's like, but who's their worst 100% win rate hero?
That's what you got to debate right now.
Pudge, I think.
Pudge?
Well, actually, they're like 0-1 with Pudge, right?
Yeah, they messed up that game.
Yeah, okay.
DC really got them good.
DC gods.
DC got them.
I mean, they are just slaughtering everything. In fact, no non-Chinese team has yet defeated a Chinese team, with one exception at this point, which is actually Digital Chaos knocking down IGV. Go DC, DC. Boba.
Come on, guys.
Legitimate victory.
Yeah.
A win's a win.
Now, in terms of the styles of play that we've been seeing out of LFY, seeing out of Newbie, what are going to be the big highlights for you that you're currently like looking out for?
I'm just interested to see how like the support duos for both teams, how they do in the early game, because I think both these teams have very active support duos. They always want to make moves at nighttime. They want to make moves and smoke them in and snowball their mid players. So I'm interested to see how it collides and how, you know, they're both going to, like, I imagine there's going to be like 6 heroes mid, like at 5 minutes at some point. I just want to see like what's going to happen now. Who's going to win? Is Super's DK going to prevail there? Like, I don't know.
I think for me, DDC so far, and this is going to sound weird to say because he's just such an underrated player, but I think he's just been the consistent overall best player at the 5 position this TI. You never really think about him, but I think I casted like 3 games in a row where he just never died. He had 0 deaths total. He's playing these heroes that just get jumped on and get killed, but he's so far in the back line. He's always there with the Graves. It doesn't seem to matter. We just never talk about him because he doesn't really put himself out in the public eye. He's just this guy who shows up to every single TI. He does really well. You don't really think about him because he doesn't make any waves. He's not going to be playing these flashy heroes. He just plays this one-note hero where he just chills in the back. All he has to do is save people. He's good at that.
I mean, you were talking about Super kind of having the same characteristic, that he's not the flash. He doesn't do the big plays or the huge clutch things. He just sort of solidly grinds his way to make a little progress throughout the game.
It's so hard to make flashy plays when your hero's first pick, though. It's actually just so hard because your hero just gets countered by everything. You're the sacrificial lamb, you know, when you get first pick. And then they're playing position 5. Not only you're countered, but you're also the lowest farm. It's going to be hard to make those plays.
Now, normally when we ask this question, it's very easy for people to say, I don't know, it could be either one, but I really want you to answer sincerely. Who's going to win and why between LFY and Newbie? Who actually has the edge in this matchup?
I mean, it should be LFY, right? Because they beat Newbie in the group stage, 2-0, I believe. So, and they beat them at MDL as well. So at this point, you know, Newbie's actually looking for revenge here. That's actually what they need to keep them like. We need revenge here. We need to beat them.
I mean, what is it that Newbie is reputed as being one of the strongest teams in China ever, but always fails miserably whenever they leave and play in tournaments outside of China?
Yeah, this is the first time outside of China or most lines that they've just done so well at.
Yeah.
There was last year at TI, I think they got 12th. At the major, they got knocked out by Ad Finum. Before that as well, they got knocked out by Liquid in Kiev. So every single time you're just like, man, this Newbie squad going into it looks really good, and they just disappoint you time and time again.
What are they doing differently in this event?
I talked to KP just yesterday, and I was like, what's going on? You guys last year, you look so underwhelming. This year, it feels like you're just playing with a lot more intensity and focus. He's like, yeah, I think we needed that year to get under our belts, get a little bit more confident with each other. And I feel like he, especially KP, benefited for that time with them just because he was getting more used to the environment of being around them. They're one of the few teams that don't have a coach or anything like that, so they need more time to gel together, so they pretty much just live together 24/7. So I think that's benefited them a lot.
And I'm curious, I've asked other panelists this question, but I want to get your take. Whenever you wind up with new players on teams or in your new team environment, each player kind of has their own individual, proclivities and inclinations when they're in the game. How do you wind up merging those together into a cohesive team? Like, what are frictions that you've seen and frictions that you've overcome in your experience?
Usually when you have a new player, like you chose him to come to your team or something, you invite him and you kind of understand his strengths as a player, and you kind of can see it working out where this guy comes in the team, he's a very objective base player, he'll make these calls, and that's what we need, for example. So typically I think you have a pretty good understanding of your team itself, and then you just brings in someone that you think can actually help you in the areas where you feel like you lack. So then everybody compensates for each other in what they lack and all that kind of stuff, and then just how I look at it as a team.
I mean, are there instances where you've seen that friction come up where, you see someone else join a different team and you just see the styles not gelling?
I mean, yeah, I experienced it. And,
is this okay?
I've seen it, I've experienced it, I've seen it. Sometimes you think it would work together, and you think, from the past, MLG Columbus, it works out, but sometimes, it just doesn't. That's just how life is.
You guys,
awesome.
That wasn't the worst run. You guys got some.
That was the worst run.
Did you guys
of my life?
It wasn't great. It wasn't great.
Awesome. Now, guys, we've talked about some of the notable heroes on Super. What about in his mid matchup? How does he struggle? What are the matchups that you anticipate on the flip side?
Well, I can tell you that Newbie generally likes last picking their mid hero. On second pick, they enjoy SCC having a really good matchup mid, and they think he can carry the game. So I think if DK or Pugna comes out, you might see a Sniper, you might see an Ursa, you might see a Bloodseeker. Whatever Super's playing, you can probably assume it's going to be hard countered. So that's why I think it's going to be interesting with the supports and how they're going to enable each other.
Yeah. How central is SCCC to the success? And because I feel like a theme in this tournament has been the mids not really being these huge carries that are 20% net worth ahead of anyone else in the game.
Have you ever watched in the drafting phase how he reacts? He's constantly making hand gestures. He's constantly talking. He's actually talking so loud. You can see the intensity. I think he's actually a very important player for our team. He not only does he's this high superstar pub player. He also he carries them, and he also talks quite a lot in the games and in the draft. So he's actually just a highly participant. He came from an army or something, and I'm not sure. He just gets there's these drills in his head. He's just so active, and everything he does, he has so much intensity. He seems so powerful a person. I think he's very important.
He's a boss.
I mean, especially with the amount of roaming that we've seen invade the mid lane, SCCC is going to need all the confidence he can get in order to win in this match. And with that, we have now heard that the players are in the lobby. The game has started. It is the winners bracket final to determine who will be the first finalist of TI7 between Newbie and LFY.
Newbie versus LFY. Game 1.
I love that Earthshaker is the voice of every Versus matchup plate. That's so great.
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
You didn't recognize
You
that?
didn't watch the All-Star match last night?
No, I didn't.
You did. You were on
I kind of left early, though. I didn't really pay attention.
That was where he was in the very beginning.
Well, you learn something new every day, right?
That's Earthshaker right there.
Goddamn.
Unbelievable. Now the draft is getting started.
Oh, this draft, they're both Chinese. They both come from the same region. They both scrim a lot. So the nice thing about this matchup is that they will contest each other's heroes, like the Earth Spirits, the Lich, the Night Stalker. Whereas in some other matchups, people were just too scared of LFY's heroes. For example, they banned the Lich, they banned Night Stalker, and LFY just first picks Earth Spirit 2 games in a row, and it was kind of easy for them. Whereas now, these 100% win rate heroes that OG LFY have, they might be contested for.
Yeah, I think one of the more heavily contested heroes here is just going to be Puck. Both teams have a lot of success with it. Night Stalker as well, LFY.
Oh boy, Night Stalker.
they haven't lost with it yet.
Well, Lich is not picked or banned.
Whoa, Bloodseeker.
Yep.
Were they anticipating this Lycan Night Stalker, or were they just picking Bloodseeker?
I'm not sure. This is this might be something that helps them win, or it might actually be a burden, because what ended up happening in the last series was they lost their Bloodseeker, the VP, and then they beat them with Bloodseeker in 20 minutes or something. And now they're like, oh, Bloodseeker is the shit, guys. And you know what happens when you think that way. Sometimes it can be a disaster.
So the Lich is coming out. Night Stalker Lich. Have they ever done Night Stalker offlane? That's my question. Do you remember?
I don't think they've done that for a long, long time.
Yeah, so they picked their 2 supports there. Nobody has like an insta stun, so maybe they look forward to that. Pick something that enables it.
I think I really like the fact that instead of opening with their mid hero this time, they're adapting a little bit to Newbie just because they know that SCC is just going to have such an advantageous lane. So they're waiting to pick that. And it's actually Newbie that leads with the core first, which is pretty rare.
And they can play it in 2 roles too.
Yeah, exactly. So that is a pretty open core itself.
Yeah, Bloodseeker has been very successful on the main stage. Just dominates in the lane with his ability to heal every time he kills.
I actually like this Lich pick because I think it gives them the ability to adapt to whatever lane they feel is pressure. Yeah.
If you think about the 5 position heroes too that can zone out or just win you the dual lane situations, I don't think there's a lot. I feel like Lich is one of the few that just straight up win, right? Because in a 2v2 situation, who really beats it? Oftentimes when you're a hero like Dazzle, you just sit there, you pull, you don't really have a lot of lane pressure.
Yeah, I think it depends on the lane that you're setting this Lich to, because there's a lot of instances where if you send this Lich to the off lane and you don't block their camps, they're just going to slowly gain an advantage over Lich. And in that position, I don't feel Lich is comfortable in. You want to be able to actually like starve them out, and you want to spam sentries on Lich. You want to keep blocking their hard camps so they can't get XP. And then you want to like starve them out and then gain like an advantage in the economy.
Yeah, I mean, especially both of you guys as safe lane players, this has got to be a pretty annoying hero. You walk into it, you see a dual off lane, just like, I don't know.
I permaban that hero for a reason.
Honestly, I actually don't mind playing versus Lich, because I know, I might not die. Like, I feel pretty safe playing against, like, let's say I'm playing Lich and Legion. I know I probably won't die. Like, I'm just going to chill, I might just, take a lot of harass. I'm going to get my range scripts denied, but I don't feel that bad, Being aggroed feels bad, because you might die.
I feel like they should put that Lich against the Bloodseeker, so that Bloodseeker doesn't get that lane domination, one of the lanes.
So at this point, we see the Doom ban out of Newbie. And I actually just wanted to come all the way back to the very first ban of Death Prophet, which I've seen a number of teams first ban Death Prophet. Is this just to try to shut down any sort of guaranteed early pushing?
It's just some teams, right? Like IG and Newbie. IG and OGFY are famous for this hero. They'll first 2 this hero, whereas the other teams, they don't really play it, so they're not going to ban against them. I feel like it's kind of just I'm not sure how important this ban is. I feel like they might just ban it because they don't want to first 2 it and the enemy can first 2 it, so might as well. And we all play all the other heroes anyway, so just leave them in the pool. Leave this Lich in this pool that people wouldn't leave before. Leave this Night Stalker Ursper in the pool that people would try to ban out before. Leave everything in the pool.
Yeah, the set of bans is very, very different.
Like they banned Veno, because they don't want to first 2 Veno, but the enemy might. And maybe it's not that OP a hero, but like who cares? Like just get rid of it. Get rid of this DP. The enemy's gonna play it. We won't play it. Whatever.
So we see the Doom also banned by Newbie, followed up by Tidehunter for LGD.
That was something you mentioned, right, earlier on, that they'll do this Lich Doom against you. So you just want to get rid of that pretty quickly.
Dazzle.
Alright. Yeah, they have to pick a 5 there, or else LGD-FY is going to have the core matchup counters 1 by 1, 1 by 1.
Yep.
But now they don't know where his Bloodseeker is going. Is he safe lane? Is he mid lane?
I think they're going to pick KPI 0 after that too, so also...
Yeah. But now, like, LGFI, they have to make a choice, though. They're going to have to pick a core here.
5 seconds remaining.
Like,
I wonder if they can pick some sort of open core here.
They don't do that style, though. They don't do, like, what you do or, like, what we might do. Like, pick some Sand or something. You don't know where he's going or whatever.
When you see this Night Stalker and Lich, that's what you asked earlier, right?
Well, like, this is kind of okay, right? You can be... This Weaver can be with Lich, can be with... like a lone bottom against anybody, so it's kind of in a way masking it, but not really.
Are you a fan of Weaver right now?
Am I a fan of Weaver? I think against certain matchups, like in lane, like bad, yeah. I think Weaver, if he has like a purpose where he's able to solo in a lane and win the lane and enable the supports to make moves on the map, then I think he's a very strong hero because he's very annoying to deal with. If you don't have the right heroes, he like actually gives so much space to like your team.
What are some of those heroes that Weaver would be worried about?
Well, I think Earthspear is generally pretty decent versus Weaver. If Weaver ever gets a Linkens, he still ignores it. He has a stun and a silence. Maybe Weaver is actually pretty decent versus Bloodseeker since you can actually never rupture him.
It could be the other way around as well, right? So
yeah.
I actually feel a little weirded out about this Reaver pick because they don't have any stuns now either, and like it's actually gonna make their draft a little more claustrophobic, I guess. I'm not sure how to call it. Like they're limited.
Yeah.
Dax is a very good pick against Reaver.
Well, they have actually. I think their heroes are actually pretty good against Weaver. If I'm looking at it straight up, I think this is definitely a draft that if I was playing Weaver, I'd be a bit worried in.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, you know,
when he's doing it for his team.
I want to echo the thing you were saying earlier. I mean, PPD has brought this up a lot, that the teams that have been very low on stuns have really struggled. The teams that have been low on initiators have really struggled. And if there's just not that many good ones left in the draft, I mean, Tidehunter's gone, Nyx is gone.
Batrider's gone. That's the most important one for this and Puck. Because they both would have been very nice there. I wish I could see the hero list. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can use the power of this laptop to get you that hero list.
Yeah, sounds good.
So what do you think for LFI? They still need 2 cores. I think they lack team fight. I feel like they need a stunner pretty badly right now.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's a good pick, but like...
Yeah, this is team fight.
They have Night Stalker, so even if they only have 1 jump, that's enough, honestly, because they will generally have the better vision, so they will be able to get the jump. And they have this Dusa who's going to give vision just by running in. And
they really need a jump, though.
Yeah, they'll probably get one, right? There's going to be enough. Like some Legion or something, who knows, like, whatever.
Do you really fear Newbie's late game, too, though? Like, if Newbie plays a split push game and you have these kinds of heroes on LFY, are you even that worried?
Late game? No, you're not worried at all. When you pick this Lich, you're generally going to go for his late game style, because the hero just like armors a tower, and you just stand behind a tower with your own ice armor, and they can't push.
That's what I mean. I think a lot of times if I saw LFY's lineup, I'd be a little bit confused just because they can't really start a fight or anything like that, but they can counter the fight really well. There's not enough burst damage. Like, you're going to rupture this Medusa. It's not really going to do too much. Even if you blink call somebody, Medusa just counter initiates with Stone Gaze. None of these 2 supports are too bursty. They're more long-term DPS over the course of a fight. And I think LFI actually matches up okay here.
There should be enough stuns left, though. Like, there should be a hero here. I can only think of Legion right now. I'm not sure if that's a pick, though. It doesn't.
They banned Void, so they're also thinking that LFI needs one of those jump heroes. They need somebody to abuse vision for them.
They still have Earthshaker in the pool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Last pick Earthshaker?
Yeah.
Does that complete their lineup?
That'll be fine. They don't have any dagger farmers right now. Yeah. Like
it's good against Axe too. If Axe jumps, you just stun him. Run away.
It's nice to have a dagger hero. Their lineup's not that greedy either. They can get away with a dagger farmer.
Yeah. Every captain I've ever worked with just says you always need a way to start a fight.
Yeah.
Regardless of how well the game goes, if you can't start a fight, then
you just need to be able to, like, when you put a ward down and you see them, they want to deward that ward, right?
Yeah.
And you want to be able to actually go on that person confidently and you'll kill him. Or else, if you don't have a way of actually initiating like clearly, then it becomes very hard to play. Like, the enemy feels like they can move around and take like control of the map.
You could do something like Legion though as well, like Envy said.
They banned it.
I think they should shake her. I wouldn't recommend Legion against Dazzle Axe.
It's a bold pick, but they banned Anti-Mage, which kind of means like
Legion's better. Like you can't remove the call from Axe.
So what do? What do you have, like DS, Shaker?
Shaker. He's just there. He's just chilling.
There you go. The last pick Shaker.
Now, what about Newbie? When you look at this lineup, what can they do well right now, and what do they need?
So Newbie needs to make a decision of, they need to put this Bloodseeker mid. Probably not going to do that, so they're probably going to think of last pick hero for SEC.
They need to win this game in 25 minutes.
Yeah, so
I'm
thinking he's going to pick Sniper here.
So they need just an extremely strong mid laner to fare against the Medusa to set themselves up for a quick push.
The way that Newbie plays is they want SEC's hero to have a kill potential on the enemy mid. Like, if Kaka rolls in on his Earth Spirit and Faith comes in with Dazzle and they all like converge on this middle lane, they want SEC's hero to be able to actually assist in that and help kill quickly.
Sniper is a very good pick.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, sure, he's against a Night Stalker, but who cares, honestly? Like, they don't have other heroes that can come and hit him.
I mean, you can protect him too with Dazzle.
There we go. Sniper.
Yep.
Strong reads.
Wow.
I mean,
comments.
I think SEC sees this like Dusa matchup, and he's like, yeah, give me Sniper because he won't do anything to me.
Well, seen Sniper do well before, and will it be able to succeed again? Newbie versus LFY, Game 1 of the Winners Bracket Finals begins now.
Thank you very much, and indeed, Winners Bracket Finals. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with Fogged. We've got the beautiful LFY against the incredible Newbie. We're seeing the lineups. The crowd here today is looking absolutely phenomenal. The arena is absolutely packed.
It is jam-packed, all the way to the top.
We're going to get some incredible Dota here. There's no doubt about it. These final picks right up until them. SCCC, we saw him debut with the Sniper on the main stage. He's looking to do it again. And that last pick, as mentioned by MV, he knew it was going to come out.
Yep.
Artfu grabbing the shape. It's a confident end to LFY's draft.
Yeah, so they are going to be running offlane Night Stalker then. So that is a change-up. They have not ran that here. I was looking at it before. I don't believe that at any stages. Maybe in one of the group stage games, didn't get to scroll through all of them, but big change-up there, getting that Earthshaker last pick. LFY has a very late-game centered lineup, while Newbie looked to favor more for the laning aspect. But like the panel said, Newbie is on a bit of a timer here, unless SCCC is just able to get incredibly farmed in that mid lane, which could happen. I mean, he's versus Dude, so he doesn't really care too much versus that hero.
I mean, so overall, do you have a draft that you prefer out of the two of them?
Oh, yeah, LFY. LFY's looks pretty damn good. They have the ways to delay the game with the Lich Armor for the Dusa. Dusa kind of just stands your ground. You get, ideally, versus with a Bloodseeker, you want to pick it versus like something right away you see Lycan, something that you counter. But now they have a Medusa. Eruption just stands there, just like, come at me. So it can be a bit tough right now for Newbie, but we'll see if they're able to get away with the lanes and snowball off that.
And let's see what sort of lanes we do get out of it at the start. See if we see anything sort of switch up. Maybe even as we've seen time and time again, DDC and Inflame grouping up together to run some sort of a dual lane aggressively. There we go, the Chinese memes coming out there with the good luck boss, directed of course straight to young Inflame.
A lot of respect for each other, these two teams. I was chatting with Jack about it just before the game started, and he was like, yeah, these two, I've played each other so many times. Newbie has an immense amount of respect for LFY, as vice versa as well.
Yeah, and I think as the panel was saying, well, overall, as the record, normally LFY, the ones to come out on top over these two. So a massive series, of course, for both of them, looking for that direct, moving forward towards the grand finals here at the International 2017.
So the couple I think yesterday and even the day before that, I saw a lot of this Earth Spirit Bloodseeker duo. These two can actually cause so much ruckus in the laning phase. We saw that incredible performance by Baboka when he was playing that. If he can identify when the lanes start moving, he has to just see where the Earthshaker's going and try to punish those weak lanes as the Earth Spirit. But the thing is that he doesn't really have the best kills, like kill lanes, right? You look at the heroes, he has the only one that he can really go on is with the Sniper. The other lanes are just not really the greatest to make the rotations until they get more levels on. So he needs to time his rotations once the Axe gets like the call up, once the Dazzle has a couple levels too. He needs to be a bit patient on the Earth Spirit this game.
And it'll be interesting to see how much attention LFY put towards that mid lane to try and give Super that start against the SCCC Sniper, because in this matchup, 1v1, it can become a bit of an issue for the Medusa in the early levels, can't it?
Yeah, a little bit. The Sniper just doesn't really care. You're never going to really get hit by Snake unless you're out of position. But it's LFY. It's with Super. They're just like, Super, good luck. You got your matchup. Have fun.
Yeah, an incredibly solid mid laner.
We'll come there once or twice, but other than that, you're going to be left alone in this game. So we look at the wards coming out from both teams. This is one of the big things that a lot of these Chinese teams have been doing, how much they emphasize on an early warding game. Pulls blocked all over the place. Double pull block as well.
Look at this up top already, making a bit of a go onto DDC. They have the roll connection and the battle hunger. Not enough to get the kill.
Yeah, they swapped the lanes up actually. They put in the Bloodseeker versus the Weaver matchup, and they want the Bloodseeker to pretty much be avoiding this Night Stalker Lich duo so he can get farm. KP can get farm anyway as an Axe there, but there's actually no pulls available for him to be able to get more levels on the Earth Spirit and the Axe. So they're going to suffer a lot versus that Lich Night Stalker.
So overall, out of all the lanes, you think that's going to be the most one-sided affair until the movements come through?
Yeah, top lane. They're just going to pull it back over and over again with this Night Stalker Lich, and they should be able to punish quite heavily versus Axe Earth Spirit. Dual melee versus Night Stalker, one of the strongest melees, and with Lich backup.
Yeah, Inflame there just going in, giving Kaka a right bit of harassment, and very little that KP can do to pull him off at this stage, just with the level 1. At that one point in Battle Hunger.
Kaka is now going to be able to find that D ward, so they will have a pull open in the next 30 seconds or so. Super important in this lane. They cannot get the lane back into their favor whatsoever versus this Lich Night Stalker if they don't have those pulls up.
Yeah, other lanes, bottom lane, Monet certainly struggling with the superior CSing potential of this Bloodseeker, as we can see 8 for 2 on Mugi compared to just the 3 on Monet. Mugi starting to push the wave in, and with the backup of Faith, I mean, this lane as well, for Newbie down here, this Bloodseeker's going to feel incredibly safe and confident.
Yeah, pretty similar kind of situation as top. It's just now the Weaver will always get a bit more because the lane is going to be pushing into him all the time from that Dazzle heal that does come out. And they only, it's like Shaker Weaver. They can isolate once they get a Fissure block if the Dazzle's out of position, but they need a couple levels on that Weaver first for the Swarm to add up with the Geminate.
Looking towards the mid lane for the time being, it's been incredibly even. Kaka to come in with the roll, trying to see if they can at least harass Super out. This would be nice for SCCC. See if he can now break himself ahead a bit. On the CS so far, 8 for 10 on the Sniper, 8 for 7. An incredibly even mid lane matchup in terms of not just heroes, but of course skill as well between these two
that one's
players.
Just massive trade farm lane. As long as the Sniper doesn't get hit by snakes, which he shouldn't, so.
Super's got to be careful though.
Yeah, Kaka's staying in the area. Only level 1 still, but making the committed roll. They still got Shrapnel.
That's Super. That's got the shield up, of course.
Should be fine.
And he's still got the salve available, so should be able to stick around. Indeed he does. But yeah, definitely the presence of this Spirit starting to create a bit of a lead here for SCCC in the mid lane.
Kaka's level 2 now, trying to keep that consistent harassment up on that mid lane. Can't really, like we said, that's the only lane that he can pressure really at this point. Once he gets more levels up online, then they can start going for maybe some support kills if they catch people out of position, but the rest of their heroes don't really do that just yet. It's really just playing around the Sniper.
Bottom lane as well. Are you a little surprised that Arfu hasn't been able to do much more in terms of trying to keep this Bloodseeker away from the free farm? Because as we're seeing, he's sitting at the top of the CS, and this bottom lane is going beautifully for Newbie.
Well, the thing is that the pull is blocked again. That's what we were talking about. The wards in these early games for these Chinese teams are so important because they're just trying to maximize the farm and maximize their levels as best as possible. They can't really threaten the Dazzle lane with the dual lane. There's just so much heal, so much sustain coming out of it. So he can't pull too much. Now he does. He's able to get 1 pull and a stack off at least. So that's going to help LFY's bottom lane a lot.
As you see there in the river, Kaka getting eyes onto DDC. They did bring SCCC along as well, but not quite the catch for this Lich.
First nighttime, see if they're going to be able to do anything. The Earth Spirit leaving the top lane is actually really benefiting Newbie. That Axe is just free farming pretty much up there, and with the pull starting to open up too, he's going to be able to accelerate his farming growth. It is nighttime now though, so we're going to see what can happen off of that.
Let's up a bit of harassment there onto DDC. In fact, KP will get the call off. In Flames there though, in time to keep the Axe off the Lich. I guess this is the thing as well about the offlane Night Stalker. It's great in terms of getting levels and farm, but if he does start to make those movements during the night, it becomes a bit more obvious. And
yes.
Newbie've got more time to prepare for it.
Definitely. Make TP responses very quickly though, which is a nice thing. They actually see Faith rotating with this ward here. They might be able to pincer him. Afu getting the Fissure block.
This could set up for something very tasty. They're bringing Super over as well. In terms of lockdown, it's not quite there with just the level 2 on the Shaker.
Yeah. Just an annoying Fissure block, that's all. It's really up to Afu making all the rotations with this Earthshaker, but like we said, there's not really great kill lanes. Pretty passive lanes coming out from both teams.
Overall, though, the passiveness certainly favoring Newbie, no doubt about that. When you look at the CS that's been found, mid lane again, Kaka looking for the roll in onto Super. With the 2 points in mana, you're very, very hard to go upon and get the kill.
You see, LFY understands that this is the only threatening lane at the moment too. They put wards down first nighttime, all around Super, just making sure that he can get as much as possible. They know Kaka's going to play around there.
Then again, making another bit of a roll in. Now Super a little low on the mana. They do get the kickback, and into the hands of SCCC and Kaka, they should be able to bring him down.
Got him.
First, but I mean, this mid lane, it's an absolute beauty. Look at the CS on this Sniper. 29, 26 denies in the first 6 minutes. Insane laning here from SCCC.
Making the early game work exactly what they need to do. Level 6 now on the Sniper. They're going to be able to go for more kills like that. I like Kaka's persistence there. He didn't try making moves to the top lane. Didn't try making moves to bottom. He understands this mid lane is the one that I can get kills in. Doesn't work once, try again. Doesn't work that time, keep trying that because that's the one that they need to be pressuring.
I'm looking at this bottom lane as well, and Monet also incredibly struggling with the CS.
Yeah,
in comparison to Mugi. It's just continued from the start. 38-13 against the 18 for 3. I do feel, though, that we've seen this before. You know, LFY in their games sometimes not necessarily the best in the lanes in terms of getting the farm. It's their movements, it's their coordination as a team that brings them together after the early stages. But this is a massive boost for Newbie to be coming out of a laning stage with this sort of farm being traded, favoring themselves.
They actually have a ward already placed, expecting that Night Stalker movement from top. SCCC shouldn't really get brought out from this when he did see the rotation coming in.
He's got Kaka in the neighborhood as well, so Kaka will be able to offer some sort of save, and there's the silence. In fact, they could look to try and turn, but the shrapnel down, boulder smash as well. Kaka's got to be careful though. Super throws out the snake. Kaka will go down. Inflame moving in, and with the silence, they've got to be careful with the sniper. Is he going to be able to get the chance to get the ult off? He is.
But TP is coming out. Oh!
Not quite there though.
That decision making, you see how he turns to get the silence off, so he gets the increased miss rate on the sniper as well, plus the void. In some situations there, you might see Nightstalker just like try to run away and end up dying because of the assassinate, but the way that he does that is actually so precise. Split-second survival.
Very, very good call from LFY to make. Starting to alleviate the pressure a little bit that's been put on to Super on his mid lane Medusa. Now Kakra coming down to join Faith on the bottom lane. Has the levels.
In lane.
And again, yeah, I mean, they need to TP someone over. They will indeed. Dazzle is on the way. Arfu trying to dive in deeper. But
Arfu's too deep.
He's got to get out of there, and I don't know if he can. Throw the Fisher does connect onto 2, trying to bring their CC low with the enchant totem, but the shrapnel's too much.
Shrapnel early game. Something that one of the most powerful slows with those 3 charges. They have expended all 3 now, though, but we'll have them back quite soon. Yeah, all 3 lanes looking pretty damn good for Newbie now, with those rotations from Kaka.
And Kaka's on the hunt. It's down here under the cover of the Invis. So we can see all 3 top of the net worth, the 3 cores of Newbie. No surprise there, considering what we've seen from this laning stage. This Invis rune could be pretty big. If they can get Mugi over, he has got Rupture. There should be a good opportunity for Newbie to try for the kill, and indeed, here we go. There's the smash. Rupture's down. Monet, he's just going to go for the straight TP out. It's a smart move, and it's going to save him.
Wow. Yeah, really smart.
Very good calls here from LFY, knowing exactly when to back out and knowing the lack of control and lockdowns there for Newbie.
Newbie's coming out super far ahead in this laning phase, though. We touched on, like the panel was saying it, Newbie drafted for lanes. That was their big picks there. While LFY has more of a grand scheme of things. If the game goes late, if they're able to turtle it up with that Lich, with that Medusa, they can have an incredibly strong team fight. But for now, it's still very passive coming out from LFY, trying to make those 1 rotations. It's only the Nightstalker who can do it so far. Afu doesn't have a partner with that Lich, who's a very static hero. That's what we mentioned a lot about the Lich. If they can make moves all around the map for Newbie, he can't really respond. Faith getting gone on, but this is a level 5 Dazzle already.
He should be fine. He does have the Grave and indeed Monet. He's not going to waste his time diving upon that, especially with Mugi in the neighborhood. Up top, bit of a go on to KP, but KP just makes the call, tries to look to get the spinners off, turns towards Inflame, bring him down low here with the spins, but now the silence is upon him. DDC and Inflame trying to cut him out, but Inflame, he's got to be careful how close he gets. And now with the TP over from Faith, the backup's going to be there if KP is dived upon. Arfu maybe looking to move around as well. They do have the 3 members here. LFY thinking about making the play. Actually, double ops there.
Oops.
I mean, that's a bit of an awkward one.
That's painful. That'll hurt them.
I bet they're playing the lag for that. Bottom
lane, Kaka's able to set up with the stun silence. I touched on it, like that Bloodseeker or Earth Spirit. If they can see the opportunities when the rotations happen from the other team, they can kill almost any lane. It's such a strong combo.
Things certainly looking up for Newbie. 10 minutes in to have this 4K lead against LFY of all teams. It's got to be feeling pretty good inside the Newbie booth for the moment.
Yeah, their lane decision is really what's causing this to happen.
Should be in trouble here. Arfu's there as well. Has the Fish of Faith. No chance to do anything in reaction, LFY. Pick off the Dazzle. 4 members at the moment up here on this top lane. We'll see if they can get anything else done. Starting to put a bit of pressure on as well as Monet moves forward.
Yeah, having this Axe just sitting top when they did that Bloodseeker Dazzle lane bottom was just genius. I don't think it was expected by LFY. So it's really hurting them, and Newbie's getting further and further ahead in this game. Big situation is going to be when KP gets that Blink Dagger on the Axe, and he's getting there already. He's got Ring of Health with boots and 800 gold away on that Axe. Very good start.
Yeah, I mean, if they can get that and Newbie can start to move around, I mean,